This first clip will send chills down your spine. It's 2017 Malaysia. Two friends are driving through a winding, eerie residential area in the dead of night, their dash cam silently capturing everything. The drive seems uneventful, but just as they round a corner, a horrifying sight emerges. A figure, draped in all white, sits cross-legged right in the middle of the road. The figure doesn't move, doesn't react, just sits there, as if waiting. Panic floods the car. The two men slam on the brakes, their hearts racing, before throwing the car into reverse, desperate to escape. They back up, taking a different route, but the image of that figure stays with them, haunting them. What was that? Why was it sitting there, seemingly alone in the darkness? The video offers no answers, leaving only a lingering sense of dread. Fast forward to October 15, 2018. The calm of an ordinary day shatters as police receive a flood of frantic calls. Drivers on the highway are in a state of sheer terror. A Subaru Forester with foreign plates is speeding down the highway. But there's a horrifying twist. It's barreling down the wrong side, towing a caravan, putting countless lives in danger. For a full 7 agonizing minutes, the driver continues this reckless, suicidal journey. Dash cams capture the chaos. Vehicles swerving, horns blaring. Drivers desperate to avoid a fatal collision. And then, the inevitable happens. A catastrophic crash ensues, triggering a massive pileup that brings the highway to a screeching halt. The road is silent now, but the horror of what just unfolded lingers, leaving behind a trail of twisted metal and shattered lives. Next, imagine driving alone on a desolate road late at night. That's exactly what this man was doing, when suddenly he spots something, or someone, on the side of the road. It's pitch black, the only light coming from his car's feeble headlights. His curiosity piqued, he starts filming, creeping closer. He flicks on his high beams, and there, illuminated in the harsh light, is a man. He's standing deathly still, clad in a black shirt and dark jeans, and his face, it's obscured by a mask. Something is very wrong. The man's body language is unsettling, almost predatory. And then, without warning, he lunges at the car, clawing at the door handle, trying to force his way inside. The driver floors it, heart pounding, narrowly escaping. But the question remains, who was that man? And what horrifying fate awaited had he succeeded in opening that door? In October 2017, a police cruiser races through a nightmarish landscape. Wildfires have engulfed a California neighborhood, turning it into a scene straight out of a disaster movie. The dashcam captures a mere 11 seconds of footage, but it's 11 seconds of pure terror. Flames lick at the car from both sides of the road, the inferno devouring everything in its path. Trees, homes, lives. Above, fiery embers rain down, turning the sky into a hellish canvas. The cruiser fights to escape the blaze, but the relentless flames are closing in. The video ends, but the image of that inferno will burn itself into your mind, a haunting reminder of nature's destructive power. In 2012, on a remote Russian road, a driver encounters something deeply unsettling. A makeshift roadblock, a tree branch, and several bottles, lies ominously in the middle of the road. Another car is already stopped, hazard lights blinking, its driver standing nearby, apparently trying to move the obstruction. But as the dash cam rolls, something feels off. In the distance, headlights approach, and then, out of nowhere, two figures emerge from the shadows. Are they here to help, or is this something far more sinister? Commenters have their theories, and most agree this could be a failed ambush. The roadblock, they suggest, was set up to force drivers out of their vehicles, making them easy prey for an attack. Who were those shadowy figures? Were they the would-be attackers? The truth remains hidden in the darkness, but the fear is all too real. It's 7 p.m., a seemingly ordinary evening in 2018. A driver is cruising down the highway when he notices something that sends a jolt of fear through his system. A woman, yes, a woman, is sitting on the back of a car speeding down the highway at 50 miles an hour. There's nothing for her to hold on to, nothing between her and a fatal fall. The dash cam captures the insanity as the car hurtles down the road, the woman clinging on for dear life. Eventually, the car stops, but the terror isn't over. The woman, now off the car, desperately tries to open the car door, her actions frantic, aggressive. And then, nothing. The video cuts off, leaving a void filled only with questions. What was going on? Why was she on the back of that car? The answers remain as elusive as the woman herself. In the vast emptiness of the desert, a truck driver sees something that makes his blood run cold. On the horizon, a massive gray cloud looms, looking like a dust storm ready to swallow everything in its path. But as he gets closer, the horrifying truth reveals itself. This isn't a dust storm, it's a plague of locusts. Thousands upon thousands of them, swarming towards him, slamming into his truck with an almost malevolent force. The windshield becomes a graveyard of crushed insects, the driver barely able to see through the writhing mass. It's a scene from a nightmare, nature at its most terrifying, and there's no escape. Finally, we travel to India, where a couple's vacation turns into a journey into the unknown. It's 10 p.m., and after a long day exploring the city, they decide to head back to their resort on a rented motorbike. But after miles of driving, they realize with growing dread, they've missed their exit. Now they're lost, far from civilization, the road ahead disappearing into the inky blackness of the night. And then, out of the darkness, she appears. A woman, dressed all in white, standing silently by the roadside. They speed past her, not daring to stop, but as they glance back, she doesn't move, doesn't react. Who was she? A lost soul, a specter. The couple never finds out. All they know is that they were miles away from anyone or anything, and yet there she was, alone, waiting, a ghostly figure in the night.